People imagine financial crises are moments of collapse. They aren't. A crisis is simply the moment the mask falls off, and someone discovers who has been in control all along. Prosperity flatters everyone. Panic forgives no one.
Before governments controlled crises, someone else did. Before central banks stabilized the system, someone decided who survived. That someone was J.P. Morgan. Most people think the market is about money. You proved it isn't. It's about who gets to write the rules. So, let's start there. Before the legend, before the power, who were you when you still had something to prove?
Mr. Finticles, I was born in 1837, in a world where capitalism was growing faster than it could organize itself. Railroads grew, steel surged, banks multiplied, but there was no structure, only growth and collapse. My father taught me something early. Money without discipline destroys more than it builds. I didn't become a banker by lending money. I became a banker by organizing systems. When I entered a company, I didn't bring capital. I brought rules, discipline, structure, control. They called it Morganization. Because broken companies don't need money. They need order. And in a world driven by chaos, I made order profitable.
Trained in Europe, raised on discipline. You didn't chase opportunity, you imposed it. Everyone wanted money, but you didn't move like them. So let me ask you directly, was money ever the goal?
Money is a byproduct. Control is the objective.
Railroads collapsing, industries drowning, and you walked in not to build, but to decide what survived. That's not rescue, Mr. Morgan. That's selection. You didn't create companies. You reorganized them. So tell me, what did you actually do when chaos was all that was left?
Chaos wastes capital. I eliminate chaos. I took broken systems, cut what was weak, and imposed discipline.
You didn't fix companies, you reshaped them. Some would say you made them better. Others would say you made them yours. Which one is true?
I made them function.
Function, that word keeps coming back. And it became something bigger than a method. It became an identity. Morganization, not saving companies, controlling them. Most people call that ruthless. I think it's something else. The difference between surviving a system and controlling it.
That's the difference between surviving and controlling.
Then came 1907, panic spreading, banks collapsing, no authority to stop it. So something impossible happened. They didn't call Washington, they called you. And before anyone could act, one question had to be answered. What did that moment actually require?
They needed a decision.
Not advice, not reassurance. A decision. You locked the most powerful men in finance in a room, and you didn't leave until outcomes were forced. People call that a rescue. But let's be precise. You didn't save the system. You chose who survived it. That's not the same thing, is it?
The system survives because someone decides.
Someone decides. Not a committee, not a vote, not a process. You didn't intervene as a regulator. You didn't act as a public servant. You became something else entirely. If not a regulator, what were you in that room?
If no one controls the outcome, the system collapses.
And that realization terrified the world. Not because you failed, but because you succeeded. Because suddenly it was clear, the entire financial system of the most powerful nation on earth depended on one private man. So they built the Federal Reserve, a permanent institution, independent of any single individual. Some say it was progress. I suspect you'd call it something else. They replaced you, Mr. Morgan, didn't they?
No, they imitated me. They built a structure to do what I did.
So let me strip everything down to the bone. You built systems. You imposed order. You decided who survived and who didn't. Underneath all of it, what is power really?
Power is not money. Money is a tool. Power is control over outcomes.
Control over outcomes and the market itself. What is it to someone who has seen it from where you stood?
The market rewards structure, not intelligence, not emotion, structure.
Structure, not intelligence, not prediction. So everything traders obsess over means nothing without control. You didn't follow the market. You shaped it. So let me ask the only question that matters. If you built the system and they replaced you with something faceless, who controls it now?
Control never disappears. It only changes hands. You didn't remove it. You just stopped recognizing it.
Control never disappears. Think about that next time you check your portfolio.